Now, if you have ever wondered what a Pima County Master Gardener's own home garden looked like, wonder no more.
That's right. The 17th annual Master Gardener's Home Garden Tour gives us the opportunity to see for ourselves. Christina Biggs is here to tell us more. Christina, welcome to the show this morning.
Thank you for having me here.
Well, I know we're talking about it on break. We love this time of year. Everybody's getting their yards really pretty, but of course, us non-master gardeners, we can't compare with the Master Gardener homes, of course. So tell us about the tours that we can expect.
Well, at the tour is the 17th annual, so it's the 17th one that we've had. We have them once a year, this time in the spring. So what you're going to be seeing is 4 Master Gardeners spring gardens. And we're also going to have the cooperative extension. The Master Gardeners keep 14 demonstration gardens there, so that's going to be open during the tour also. So when you go to these gardens, and the tour is this Saturday, April 16th from 9 to 3. So when you go to these gardens, there will be speakers and demonstrations at each one of the gardens on things that are featured in the garden. And we're also going to have master gardeners there at each one of the gardens. So if you have any gardening questions, or if you're just unfamiliar with gardening and want to get to know, or if you've come in from out of state and want to know how to garden in Arizona, which is different than most every other state, there'll be master gardeners there to help you out.
And you mentioned during the commercial break, this is a great place to get ideas. And I said that I would come get the ideas, and then I'd have my husband, of course, implement them for me into my yard. So I'm the idea person. And we have 4 different gardens, right? Can you kind of tell us what's the difference between each?
Yeah, the gardens are very different. They're all in the Oro Valley area this year. We choose different regions of Tucson, and this year they're going to be in Oro Valley. And one is right below Push Ridge, and when these people move there, I mean, they're right there in the Santa Catalina Mountains. It's a beautiful area, and they didn't want to change, you know, the mountain. They didn't want to dig into it, so they've just kind of wound a path going up the mountain, and they have little sitting areas and pots of flowers and fountains and that. So that's one in Push Ridge, and it also turns out that this garden is in a prime area for desert tortoise, and they have desert tortoise, and they have a whole desert tortoise habitat.
Oh.
And they've kind of created a patio around the desert tortoise habitat, or the desert tortoise habitat is on their patio. I don't know which one it is. So, so that's one of them. Another one is a little further north, and you walk into this beautiful walled garden, and it's like an extension of their house. It's like a living room outside. She has a fireplace, and she has these little sitting areas, and it's just filled with roses and pyracantha and succulents and sage. She has all kinds of succulents. She really likes succulents, and this is a perfect time because that's what's in bloom right now, are the succulents. So that's the second one, and then you go a little further north, and this lady has 4 acres, and she has developed it based on the concept of grow zones. So she created an oasis right outside her home of plants that need a lot of water and a lot of care and attention. And then as you go into like a transitional area, there's plants that need less attention, less water, until you go out into the arid area where it's like native adapted plants and native plants. So it's 4 acres of a meandering path that goes through all these different areas. It's just spectacular. Now, the 4th one, they were mainly into vegetable gardening. So they started out with 1 raised bed, and now they have 5, and it seems like every time I go over there, they have another one. And they put in a keyhole garden and a wicking garden. I mean, they have so many different vegetable gardens, and they've laid them out based on microclimates. So it's how much sun they get, and there's different vegetables and herbs that need different microclimates. So if you want to raise vegetables in your garden, you need to go there and talk to this landowner because she knows so much about it. So that's kind of what you'll find at these gardens.
Well, all 4 sound so different and so lovely. I'm already learning so much just talking to you. Now, you said something called grow zone along the way. What is that exactly?
Okay, a grow zone is where it's a concept of planning your garden, where you keep all the high water, intense, kind of create an oasis next to your house. So it's like a lot of flowers, a lot of blooms, and if you use herbs in cooking, you just want to be able to go out on your back patio, clip off a couple of herbs, use it in your cooking. You don't want to have to walk 100 feet, otherwise you'll never use them. So you create this oasis of plants next to your house, and then the next you kind of transition away from that to plants that don't need as much water or don't need as much attention, like a citrus grove. Even though it needs water, it doesn't need that much attention. And then the last one is like the arid zone, and that's where it's just like your natural desert habitat.
Well, that's amazing. And how is it that we get the tickets for this tour?
Well, the tickets, you can find them at nurseries around town.
Okay.
Or if you go to our website, they're $15 on the in advance, or $20 on the day of the tour. And or if your friends already have tickets and you run into them on Saturday and you don't have anything to do, go with them, because we'll be selling tickets at the door.
At the door as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give them that website address so they can get those tickets if they want to do that in advance. Thank you so much for coming. I learned so much already today.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So if you at home would love to join them, the Master Gardener Home Garden Tour will be April 16th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. For more information, call 626-5161 or log on to uacals.org/3DT.